guys, today we're going to be reacting to why it sucks to be born as a tardigrade. Well, I like tardigrades. Why does it suck? Can't you just go to into a punch? It's gonna be a long time. Yeah, I think I get it.
You've just hatched from an egg the size of a speck of dust. Congratulations. Welcome to your new life as the world's most indestructible microscopic creature. Now you're probably thinking, hey, being indestructible sounds pretty awesome. But hold your microscopic horses, because let me tell you, it's not all it's cracked up to be. For starters, you're born into a world where literally everything is trying to eat you. You're basically the cosmic equivalent of a walking snack. At barely half a millimeter long, you're nothing more than a chunky water balloon with 8 stubby legs and a vacuum tube for a mouth. Real intimidating. Your body looks like someone took a gummy bear, sat on it, gave it claws, and then shrunk it down to the size of a period. You're so small that
Not gonna lie, they do.
dust mites look at you and think, wow, that guy should hit the gym. Your first moments of life are spent figuring out how to work those ridiculous little legs. 1 step, 2 step, oh great, a current just swept you halfway across the moss forest you call home. Your entire existence is spent clinging to whatever surface you can find, desperately trying not to get washed away every time it rains. Which, by the way, feels like standing under Niagara Falls when you're smaller than a period at the end of a sentence. Imagine trying to navigate through life when a single dewdrop feels like an Olympic swimming pool and a slight breeze could send you flying
Well, you need that water to survive,
across the
okay?
continent. That's your daily commute. Let's not even get started on the places you end up living. Damp moss? Mud puddles?
Well, at microscopic scale, this is a very great home, except the fact of predators. Well, we definitely do have predators, viruses and bacteria, which are also microscopic. Like, yeah, we are not on the top of the food chain. Like, it's all alive. And plus, being microscopic isn't that bad, okay? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But I know how much they suffer, man. Just like insects.
The crusty underside of some lichen? 5-star accommodations, really. You spend your entire life drenched in water or other mysterious fluids, living in what's essentially the back alley dumpster of the microscopic world. And because you're a tardigrade, you don't get to be picky. Oh, this roof gutter filled with decaying leaves looks lovely. I think I'll settle down here and start a family, said no other self-respecting creature ever. But you? You call it prime real estate. Let's talk about your diet. You spend your days sucking the juices out of plant cells or slurping up bacteria.
No gonna lie, that
delicious
looks
pond
delicious.
scum.
Now I actually feel hungry.
It's like spending your entire life drinking nothing but green smoothies, only without the Instagram likes. Sometimes, if you're feeling particularly adventurous, you might puncture a fellow tardigrade and drain its fluids. Yes,
Why?
that's right. Cannibalism is on the menu when food gets scarce. Family reunions are really awkward. Hey, wasn't your brother here last week? He was? Oh, well, he was delicious. I mean, nice. He was nice. Mealtime is a real struggle, too. You don't have teeth or anything.
The mother was just staring at him, bro. In such a funny way.
Pointy stylets. Mealtime is a real struggle, too. You don't have teeth or anything resembling a proper digestive system. Instead, you have these pointy stylets inside your tube mouth that you use to punch holes in cells.
Those are pretty much teeth, okay, mister? Okay, mister, why you?
And then suck out their contents like some microscopic vampire.
That's
Imagine
what
having to
everyone
stab
does.
everything you want to
Every
eat and then drink it through a straw. No cheeseburgers for you, just cell juice
Mister, bacteria literally do that, okay?
for breakfast,
to other
lunch,
bacteria.
and dinner. And there's no food delivery service in Tardigrade World. You have to waddle your way to every meal on those stubby little legs, hoping you don't get eaten yourself before you find something to munch on. Speaking of getting eaten, let's talk about your predators. Nematodes, other tardigrades,
Bro,
amoebas.
nematodes are no worms, bro. Nematodes don't look like... Nematodes don't look like nematodes. Don't look like that. They're not worms. Well, I mean, they are kind of. Well, they are technically, but like they don't look like that. Amoebas don't look like that either.
Anything slight.
I'm not trying to be critical on you, okay? I just want to correct you a little, okay? Okay, why you?
Bigger than you sees you as a walking protein shake. You don't have any defenses except for your thick cuticle skin, which does absolutely nothing when a nematode decides to slurp you up like a tasty milkshake. Your best defense strategy? Hope they don't notice you. That's it. That's your sophisticated survival mechanism. If I don't move, maybe that giant death worm won't see me. Spoiler alert, it usually does. You think your dating life is complicated? Try being a tardigrade. Sometimes you're male, sometimes you're female, and sometimes you're both. Talk about identity crisis. When it's time to mate, you have to hope you bump into another tardigrade in the vast microscope.
You can be a male, a female, and then, or even a hermaphrodite. So you're telling me that?
Universe you inhabit. The odds aren't great when your entire
So there are 3 genders for tardigrades. And only 1 gender for worms. Worms have hermaphrodite, and tardigrades have 3 genders: hermaphrodite, male, and female. You're telling me that, bro? How does this make sense? I know how immune cells work and like how bacteria and stuff works, and like I can make a bioaccurate dragon for you guys, but like, what? I just never knew this. Wait.
Pool exists in a single drop of water. Dating apps? Forget about it. Your idea of a romantic encounter is literally bumping into someone in the dark and hoping they're in the mood. For males, courtship consists of circling the female until she's either impressed or just too tired to swim away. Real smooth moves there, Romeo. And if you're female, congratulations. You get to carry around eggs that are almost a third of your body size. Imagine being pregnant with a baby the size of your torso. And after all that effort, what happens? You lay your eggs and just leave them there, probably to be eaten by another tardigrade. Mother of the year material right there. But wait, it gets better. Some female tardigrades skip the whole mating dance altogether and just fertilize their own eggs. That's right. You might just reproduce with yourself because finding a suitable mate is too much hassle. It's like nature looked at...
Okay, so they're only hermaphrodites.
You're dating...
But like hermaphrodites with hermaphrodites. It doesn't make sense. So there's males and hermaphrodites. You're telling me that? How does this make sense, man?
Prospects and said, yeah, this is hopeless. Just do it yourself. Talk about settling. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Your supposed superpower of being indestructible. Sure, you can survive in the vacuum of space, withstand temperatures from near absolute zero to well above boiling, go without water for decades, and endure radiation levels that would turn other creatures into puddles of goo. Sounds impressive, right? Except here's the thing. Just because you can survive those conditions doesn't mean they're pleasant. Whenever things get too extreme, you curl up into a little ball called a ton state, basically shutting down until conditions improve. That's right. Your survival strategy is essentially turn off and hope for the best. It's like hitting the cosmic pause button and waking up whenever the universe decides to be less cruel. You might enter this
dreaming of an adults-only escape on booking.com.
State and wake up years, maybe even decades later.
Broken live
Talk about missing out on life. While you're curled up in suspended animation, you've missed countless tardigrade generations, the rise and fall of civilizations, and probably several Marvel movie phases. And the process of entering this ton state? Absolute torture. Your body loses up to 97% of its water. Imagine shriveling up like a raisin, with all your internal organs cramming together.
Well, that's actually kind of good. Well, you can't feel the pain because you're asleep. And plus, your body just sort of like looks itself. Like dehydrating yourself makes you smaller and shriveling, which also means that improves your chances of having creatures not seeing you, like your predators not being able to see you.
Your metabolism screeching to a halt, and your cells producing special proteins just to keep...
I thought bro was a single cell, okay? I think bro's a single cell. Wait. Are tardigrades multicellular? Yeah, see, they're not immortal.
One of the misconceptions about tardigrades is that they
they're
are
not immortal.
They're
Yeah, but are they multi-cell? They're not. Bro, they don't mention.
you from completely falling apart. It's like the world's worst hangover that lasts for...
What happens if I search up? Sorry guys, putting into a single cell. Are they single celled? Yeah, it's a single cell, man. Yeah, it's a single cell. Mister, it's a
potentially
single
decades. Sure, you survive, but at what cost? You're literally a dried up husk hanging between life and death. Oh, and when conditions improve and you rehydrate, it's like the worst morning after ever. Your cells swell back up. Your organs have to remember how to function.
cells. It's a single cell, okay? Mister, do you not get it? Not all of us are multicellular beings. Not all life on Earth is multicellular.
And your brain, or whatever passes for one in your microscopic body, has to come back online. It's like rebooting a really old computer. Takes forever and half the programs don't work right anymore. Your average lifespan, assuming you don't get eaten, dehydrated, or lost in space, is a whopping 2 to 3 years. That's if you're lucky. Most of you won't make it past a few months before becoming lunch for a nematode or another tardigrade. All that indestructibility for what? So you can spend a few more months sucking on moss? It's like having an indestructible car that can only drive in your driveway. What's the point? The real kicker is that despite being able to survive 5 mass extinctions that wiped out countless other species, including the dinosaurs, you've accomplished absolutely nothing.
It's done.
You've been around for over 500 million years and haven't evolved much at all. While other creatures developed wings, intelligence, or at least a decent set of teeth, you're still the same blob with legs that your ancestors were hundreds of millions of years ago. Talk about career stagnation. Even cockroaches have more ambition than you. Despite all your survival skills, you have absolutely zero impact on the world around you. Nobody notices when you're born. Nobody mourns when you die. You could vanish tomorrow and the ecosystem wouldn't even hiccup. Talk about existential crisis material. You're the ultimate cosmic extra, present for all of history's biggest moments but never actually doing anything noteworthy. You're the guy in the background of every major world event photo, but no one knows your name. The worst part? You don't even get any respect for your indestructibility. Humans might know you as water bears or moss piglets, which, let's be honest, are the least intimidating nickname
People call them tardigrades.
possible. Imagine surviving conditions that would kill every other creature on Earth, only to be named after a chubby farm animal. It's like calling Godzilla Forest Kitten, or Darth Vader Grumpy Space Dad. The disrespect is real. You don't even get good PR. When people think of cool survivors, they think of cockroaches or sharks or crocodiles, creatures with actual teeth and intimidation factor. Meanwhile, you're out here surviving actual space exposure and nuclear radiation. And what do you get? Featured in a few science journals that nobody reads and occasionally trotted out as a fun fact at parties. Did you know tardigrades can survive in space? Cool. Anyway, about my vacation.
Okay, goodbye.